And what's up guys, welcome back to another O'Hare Aviation video. Today in this video, we're going to be doing a review of the DJI Mavic Air 2. So in this video, I'm just going to get straight into it. So I've had the drone for several weeks now and here are my thoughts. So what better place to start than the camera? One of my favorite things is the fact that we can now shoot 4K video at 60 frames thanks to its new 1.5-inch sensor. This means that the footage will now be able to be slowed down 50% without losing that 4K quality. The camera also has a new HDR mode, which I love and I'm always using, as it gives a greater contrast in the video. You can now also take 48 megapixel photos, which is a game changer. The drone now also has a slow motion feature where you can shoot 1080p videos at 240 frames, which is a feature that I think is really cool. It also has a new 8K hyperlapse feature, which is a first for DJI drones. And for the ones that want to know more about the camera, here you go. And I'll leave a link in the description to DJI's website where I found all of this. I'll now start to talk about some other specs, but this video was shot in 4K 30 frames per second. I can't exactly remember if it was in normal or HDR. But anyways, let's get on with it. The drone's battery life is advertised as 34 minutes, however I find myself getting somewhere around 27, which is still great. Top speed of 42 miles and a 23 mile per hour wind resistance. It weighs 570 grams with a single IMU and single compass. It has obstacle avoidance sensors in the front, bottom, and back using APAS 3.0. It now also has the upgraded OcuSync 2.0, which gives this thing crazy range as well as ability to easily cut through interference. One of my favorite things about this drone is its new precision landing feature, as it works amazing, as I am about to demonstrate. And if you guys were wondering what that Velcro thing on top of my drone was, that was for the Lume Strobe. It is an anti-collision strobe light for drones. If you want it, go ahead and check out the link in the description. But anyway, I took the drone up to about 160 feet, turned it a bit away from me, and then I took it out about 800 feet. At this point, I hit the return to home button. I set the return home altitude to about 60 feet or so that's why it didn't climb. And one thing I wanted to tell you about really quick is how bright that auxiliary light is. I'll show you real quick. So we can now see the drone coming down and it's the middle of the day. And you can still see the auxiliary light and it's about 100 feet or so. So that pretty much just comes to show how bright that light is on the bottom. And while I'm waiting for this to land, I'll just throw some stuff in. So the max altitude from sea level this drone can fly at is 16,000 feet. It also has 8 gigabytes of internal storage, which is really good in case you forget your SD card or something like that. And I got this off the DJI website, so I'll link that in the description like usual. And so now the drone's coming down and you can see it stops for a little bit just to readjust itself. And you can see how accurate that is. It literally landed in the same place. That's amazing. And now I'll start to talk about some other stuff, not in any particular order. First thing I want to talk about is durability. And I think it's amazing. I had my drone and don't ask me what happened, but I took it up to like 60 feet. It was in the middle of the night. And it just started to drip away from me and I just freaked out and I did the stupidest thing ever. I just lowered it and all I heard was a bang on the house. Fell to the floor and I went to go look for it and it was perfectly fine. The drone still turned on. Obviously the camera was busted. The camera feed still worked, but the gimbal was broken. And that's really all that happened. So I think the durability on this thing is great. And by the way, this was 100% pilot error. Another quick random thing I want to throw in, and you've probably already noticed I throw in a lot of quick random things, is a new phone charging feature. I think it's great. Not only if your phone's on low battery so that the phone doesn't die on you when you're flying the drone, but it'll also give you some time to find a charger before your phone dies. So the next thing I'm going to get into is the size and portability. So you can see it here unfolded next to my phone. And it's pretty small, especially for all the specs jam-packed into here. And so now we can see it here folded up next to my phone. And it is very small. You could just throw it in your backpack. However, I wouldn't recommend that. It is very portable, especially for all the features it comes with. And so the next thing I want to really quickly get into is the new remote. So I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about the new remote, but I love it. Because we can now put the phone on top of the remote, which makes it less awkward from looking from the screen and looking at the drone, whereas with the previous remote you'd have to look from the drone and all the way down to your screen. I also like the new grip too, and with the extra range you can't really complain, even though it may take up some extra space in your bag. So another really cool new thing about the drone is the new Airsense. So that was previously only available on the Mavic 2 Enterprise, so it's really cool that they now included it on consumer drones. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Basically it's a ADS-B receiver and it receives signals from other ADS-B transmitters, and so it'll let you know if like you're close to a manned aircraft or something, and it'll show you how much distance there is between you and them. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description if you want to learn more about it. So the next thing I'm going to get into is the price. So for the drone, remote controller, charger, and some other essential accessories, couple of props, it's $799. The Fly More combo is $988. So with everything it comes with, it is easily the best drone under $1,000 or $800, and especially compared to something like the Mavic 2 Zoom. The Mavic Air pretty much outperforms in every single spec except for the zoom, so it's pretty much a no-brainer unless you really need that optical zoom. And so one thing I want to get into really quickly is whether you should get the Fly More combo or not. And I really think you guys should, because it's a great value for the money you're paying. And I'll show you why. So the base model compared to the Fly More is $188 extra. And if you were to buy everything that doesn't come in the base model for the Fly More combo separately, that would be $495. And that's $296 extra you'd have to pay. So it is definitely worth it. So before I get into some of the things I maybe don't like or final thoughts, in this video I'm not going to be doing the review of any intelligent flight modes or testing them out. However, if you do want that, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. So there's only one thing that I really don't like. There's some other minor stuff like not having dual IMUs and compasses, but one thing is when I go in sport mode, here I'll show you. So the drone is in sport mode right now, gimbal's in follow mode, and whenever I go forward, full stick forward in sports mode, the gimbal seems to jerk down. So yeah, you just saw it right there. And when I'm at full throttle forward in sports mode, it won't even let me center the gimbal. It only lets me to go up to like -2 degrees or whatever, which I find really weird. But after doing some reading, I found that this was to prevent the gimbal or the camera from hitting the top of the frame or whatever. But I really think they could do better. Like, does it have to be such like a violent downward motion? I mean, I don't know. I think they could do better. And one thing really quick before we end this off, I highly recommend you buy DJI Refresh. For about $79, you can crash your drone twice in a year and pay a small fee to get a completely new one. I highly recommend it. And like usual, I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. So I think it's a great drone. It's great for beginners and even professionals. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you want my next video to be. Go ahead and give this video a like too. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you